Happy to report that we're staying at the Courtyard Marriott, and when I opened the curtains, I could see the red carpet, so I felt right at home. 45 years ago. So, good evening and welcome, alumni, friends, faculty, staff, and members of our community to our SCSU Gala, a celebration of our community, one of our signature events at the largest red and black celebration of the year, Homecoming and Family Fest. My name is Dave Mingo, and I am the chair of the SCSU Foundation Board.
And I'm Kristen Hegley. I am chair of the SCSU Alumni Association Board. Thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate the impact of our SCSU community and recognize our alumni and visionary award honorees.
Very nice. Traditionally, we would begin our program with a performance by the SCSU Choir. Unfortunately, this year, due to scheduling conflict, they're unable to join us. But our head husky, interim President Dietz, is also unable to join us this evening, but wanted to share a brief video message with all of you.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to add my welcome to a celebration of our community. I regret that I cannot be with you tonight. I am fulfilling a commitment I made with my wife before taking this position. But I know you will have a fantastic night. I want to take a moment to thank you for joining the celebration and express my heartfelt congratulations to all of our awardees. Your achievements are a testament to your hard work, commitment, and the positive influence you have had on so many lives. You make us proud to call you Huskies. Again, congratulations. I look forward to seeing you at events throughout the year. And go Huskies!
Thank you to President Dietz. A little over a year ago, we launched the Our SCSU initiative, which tonight's event is named after. Through the collective power of connection that comes from sharing our stories and milestones, the Our SCSU initiative showcases the diversity and strength of our community. Let's take a moment to reflect on why we're all here.
The world is changing, and so are we. The story of St. Cloud State University has always been a tale of transformation. From normal school to teachers' college to accredited university, SCSU has reinvented itself decade by decade. And now, the time has come for change once again. It's time to be bold, to be innovative, and to be focused on turning challenges into opportunities. For over 150 years, chapter after chapter recounts the extraordinary ability of our alumni, students, faculty, staff, and supporters to adapt and innovate, to make positive impact on society. Our SCSU community is committed to inspiring everyone to think boldly, reach higher, to live, learn, and unlock your potential in order to make an impact on our communities. You are doing incredible work around the globe, and we are proud that St. Cloud State University is part of your journey. From bringing people together to bringing about healthy choices, from standing in front of the classroom to stand-up comedians, from making saves to saving lives, from exploring new frontiers to exploring global ideas, from innovating technology to innovators in art, all while harnessing the power of diversity to strengthen our communities. We are excited to launch our SCSU, an initiative to share, showcase, and celebrate the impact members of the St. Cloud State community are having around the world. Whether you're making a difference in a community, bringing about change to an industry, or shaping the lives of those around you, we want to hear from you. Our SCSU community are leaders, change makers, and visionaries. Be Husky proud. Be part of our SCSU.
We will pause our program as we enjoy our dinner. I think we're gonna get started here. I hope you're enjoying your meals. I hope I don't have anything in my teeth. All right. Well, SCSU alumni, staff, students, and friends are bold thinkers, influencers, change makers, and leaders in the region, around the country, and the globe. Tonight we celebrate, recognize, and honor a few of those leaders. An integral part of our SCSU community is our alumni. SCSU has more than 131,000 alumni living in the state, the region, and around the world. Many have personal and professional stories of success that demonstrate what is possible with a St. Cloud State degree. Tonight's class of honorees are no exception. Our 4 Alumni Award recipients were selected by the SCSU Alumni Association for their professional accomplishments, involvement in their communities, and their service to their SCSU. They are shining examples of what it means to be proud Huskies. Our SCSU community is a better place because of this special group. Before we begin presenting our awards, I would like to invite Nick Katona, Vice President for Advancement and Alumni Engagement, to the stage to assist in the awarding of the honorees. Ready to run? Our first award of the evening, the University Leadership Award, is presented to the current or retired St. Cloud State employees who are also alumni and have made a positive difference in the lives of our students. Rochelle Dyer is just that person. Rochelle earned her undergraduate degree in International Relations in 2008 and her BS and MS in Social Studies Education in 2011 and 2017, and her postgraduate certificate in Educational Administration and Leadership in 2020. She is currently working on her doctoral dissertation, research related to middle and high school transitions, as well as a master's thesis in geography exploring the political geography of wine in Minnesota. Rochelle first joined the faculty at St. Cloud State in 2017 as an adjunct, and in 2020 as Director of Social Studies Education. Additionally, she served as the EdTPA Coordinator of the College of Education and Learning Design from 2021 to 2024. A common theme throughout her nomination materials is her fantastic leadership skills and how much she cares about her students. A few words about Rochelle from her nominators. I have been consistently impressed with her organizational skills, efficiency, diligence, compassion, empathy, and student success mindset. She patiently helped me plan my educational journey. I was in awe of her compassion and dedication to a stressed-out college student. But I have seen this level of dedication to all of her students. She goes above and beyond for every one of her students and advisees. She is a leader, confidant, and cheerleader. Another nominator shared, By modeling what a caring and supportive teacher is, she has created a ripple effect out into the education community, leaving behind her a wake of well-educated and compassionate educators for future generations. A colleague also shared, Rochelle comprises some of the very best of SCSU. And SCSU is in no small way part of the very best of her. Let's take a moment to learn more about Rochelle.
Choosing St. Cloud State was a natural fit for me for a number of reasons. And as I was looking around at possibilities in Minnesota, St. Cloud State stood out. I originally thought I was going to be a Spanish teacher, even though my first degree ended up being in international relations, but it was nationally recognized as a top producer of educators in our nation, and I wanted to be a part of that legacy. St. Cloud State has provided me so many fantastic memories in my time as a student here and as a faculty member. And I think many of those center around travel opportunities that come about because of the programs or the networks or the clubs you're a part of. And so both as an undergraduate student, getting to go to Washington, D.C. with the Social Studies Club and Kyle Ward, getting to go to Europe for the first time, London, Paris, in Italy, and having those new places visible for me were really powerful experiences. And then once I became a faculty member here, having the opportunity to take students to study abroad in Anik, to build those experiences for them in partnership with my colleague and my mentor in geography, Gareth John, to be a part of student and co-colleague at the same time allowed me to see new things, and it allowed me to be able to take students and broaden their horizons as well. St. Cloud State has impacted my career in so many different ways, but the biggest piece is related to relationships. Every single time I spend time at St. Cloud State, whether as a student, as a faculty member, I'm building new relationships, and those are lifelong relationships in many cases. So as I continued my education, as I continued my study, every degree, every graduate certificate, and now as I'm wrapping up my doctorate and my second master's, each of those provides a new network of people and a new career opportunity. I'm passionate about so many things that center around the education I've gotten and the education I provide for others. As an educator teaching future educators, it's sort of an endless cycle of impact. And when we get to teach teachers, when I get to work with people who will open windows and doors for their students, the excitement that that brings to what I do, knowing that the impact my educators have had on me is impacting the educators that are going into the classrooms in the future, is incredibly powerful.
Please welcome to the stage University Leadership Award recipient, Rochelle Dyer.
Thought I had it until that video. Good evening. It is an honor to be standing here before you this evening to accept the University Leadership Award in recognition of my service to students. As an alumna of this outstanding institution many times over, I have had the opportunity to have benefited from the support and mentorship of the many faculty at St. Cloud State. Faculty who have served as exemplars of what it truly means to be student-centered in their approach to instruction and in providing quality learning and leadership opportunities for their students. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge a few of those faculty as I accept this award today. Linda Butenhoff was my first advisor at St. Cloud State and made a tremendous impact on me as a first-generation student figuring out life as an undergrad, working full-time. She offered her wisdom in the classroom that honed my research and writing skills and leadership opportunities, such as serving as the co-MC of the Model United Nations Conference, all while providing me with a role model of what it looked like to successfully balance life as a professional while also being a mom. When I returned to St. Cloud State to continue my education to obtain my social studies teaching degree and master's, Kyle Ward and Garrett John continued to open doors of areas of new learning, encouraged my scholarship, and sharpened my teaching and research skills. They extended classroom learning through the experiences in GTU, Geography Club, and Social Studies Club, including my first travel abroad experiences. These two went above and beyond in so many ways. For example, when I mentioned that my oldest son was learning about whales in his preschool classroom, Gareth volunteered to join preschool for the day, and he shared his love of his country, and of course, fought their way into all of those preschoolers' hearts with Welsh treats. Elijah is a sophomore studying meteorology at SCSU today. Dave Lund, my dissertation chair, and Gareth, who is overseeing my geography thesis, continue to support my learning in my postgraduate studies and further refine my skills as an educator and a leader. I am here because each of these faculty invested time in me. I want to express my gratitude to each of you for the impact on my life. I also want to acknowledge the students who nominated me. Michael Knight, Aaron Soderholm, Brady Hunter, all who sit here today, you all shine as illustrations of student and professional success who make work as a faculty member at SCSU a job that's rewarding and full of joy. I want to thank you both for the time you took to nominate me, gather support from other students and my colleagues, and your continued dedication to giving back to SCSU in so many ways, both as you continue your studies and as you voluntarily return to share your experiences with future educators and to open your classroom doors as mentors. Working with students on our campus is one of the best parts of my job, and that several of them took the time to share that I have had an impact on their lives is one of the greatest honors of my career. Thank you.
Thank you, Rochelle. That was very... Our next award is the Alumni Service Award. This award is presented to alumni of the university who are distinguished in their contributions to the university and/or the community. This year, we are awarding this honor posthumously to Patricia Pat Kruger. Pat was an alumna of SCSU, earning her master's degree in 1984. She was a longtime employee of the university, holding positions in admissions, director of university programming, and in continuing studies. Pat retired in October 2006 as a leader in admissions. She was highly involved in the community and dedicated volunteer with many organizations. A few of her community involvements included serving on St. Cloud Times editorial board, St. Cloud Planning Commission, St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce, Minnesota High School League Steering Committee, and serving on several boards, including Children's Home Society, Local Education Activities Foundation, Minnesota Orchestra, and being elected to the District 742 School Board. A few words from one of her letters of recommendation. Pat had a rich history of leadership and activities that advanced student life and development at SCSU, including as a mentor and staff leader of the University Ambassadors Program. As an accomplished artist, she has ties with local and regional art organizations and was co-founder of the Lemonade Concert and Art Fair, one of the signature events of the campus and community. Another letter shared that Pat brought her positive energy, strong support for professional staff, critical thinking, and deep concern for children to all of her work at Children's Home Society. Her 19 years of service was selfless and assured that high-quality, ethical adoption services remain present in Minnesota. Let's learn a little more about Pat.
I was motivated to nominate Pat for this award because of everything that I saw her doing for education in the St. Cloud area. And principally, that included her work for the LEAF organization. And I was so impressed with the work that she had done with that organization that I actually became a member of the organization as well. And just watching her and listening to her talk about the university impressed me so much. And I knew that she really, really, really loved the university.
Pat fulfilled countless roles here at the university, with admissions, with recruitment, with the ambassadors. She was highly dedicated to working at the university, and it promoted her love of children, education, and educating the whole student, not just the learning, but the arts and music and extracurriculars. All the things that she wanted for her children, she wanted to also give to others and to provide for the students she met at St. Cloud State. I believe that her service for the university, which was profound, also fostered her love of service for the whole community.
Pat and I met here at St. Cloud State University. She came here in 1967 and accepted a position as Student Activities Director. I came in 1969, accepted a position of Associate Professor of Business. We accepted these positions right after graduating, and we spent our full careers here at St. Cloud State University. Most positions that Pat had here at the university were involved with students. The first one dealt with the Student Activity Board, and they used a large part of their budget to bring various entertainment groups into the university. When she went into the position of Associate Director of Admissions, she worked with the University Ambassadors. And this is the group that would be involved in helping out with student activities around the university. And they would also go help out with recruiting at the high schools. And they would make presentations to students about the benefits to going to college and especially going to St. Cloud State University.
I think Pat's lasting legacy is really embodied in the Lemonade Arts Fair that we have here in St. Cloud every summer. She was the one principally involved in starting that great event that we have.
The Lemonade Art Fair and Concert, Pat was a co-founder of that event. So it became an annual event, and the university celebrated the 50th Lemonade Concert this past year. Pat would have said that she's grateful and honored to have received the 2024 SSU Alumni Service Award, but she would have said a lot more. For those who know Pat, she would have talked about a half an hour, but she would have talked about the fact that if something needed to be done, you need to volunteer to do it. But more importantly, she would have talked about the fact that the value you get from volunteering and the enjoyment you get from working with the various groups. And she would also would have spent time encouraging people to do this, to get some idea of the benefits that they get. So they're not only helping out the organization, but they're gaining a feeling of enjoyment from helping out.
She would be so pleased, I believe, and so very honored to be given this award through the university. because of her love for the university and her love of service. I wish she were here to accept it. I know she would be most honored. Thank you.
That was simply wonderful. Please welcome to the stage Nick Kruger, who will accept this award in his mother's honor.
Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you and for this honor being bestowed upon my mother. My mom was a winner. I do not think she thought of herself that way, especially when we would play May I Rummy. Sure, she knew that she won every election for school board that she ran, and she certainly achieved the victory of the American dream, but she always felt like she wasn't quite successful enough. And perhaps this is part of what drove her, because she was always driving herself and driving those around her. One of the ways she drove herself was her commitment to service. She was involved in the community in many ways. There was the school board and community planning organization and the Children's Home Society and the Minnesota Orchestra Youth Organization, and I think you heard some of the others. She felt it was a responsibility that she took on as part of her identity. I believe she found ways to win for each of the organizations she touched. Let me focus on the university and her commitment to its community. When I was a child, I distinctly remember the long days and the extra time she would spend working as a UPB member, bringing performers to the campus, organizing the major events like the Lemonade concert, and even running the bells at the top of Sherburne Hall. She really made a difference creating the community of the campus. Then, as a student herself, working on her master's, she herself was part of the fabric of the SCSU student body. Later, she was instrumental as the Associate Director of Admissions and how the university attracted the students that created the university. I distinctly remember her insistence on maintaining the requirement that the students graduate in the top half of their high school class as part of their admission requirements. This was essential for the quality of the students and the student body. As part of her admission duties, she took on the advisor of the university ambassadors, and this role was truly a joy for her. She cherished the ability to interact with so many developing adults and recruit new students to the university. When I look back on those memories, I'm struck by the positive effects my mother had on the community around her. So many successes and so many wins. Thank you for honoring her with an additional win.
Thank you, Nick. Two absolutely fantastic examples of the power of our SCSU community. I would like to ask Dave Mingo to return to the stage to announce the next two Alumni Award honorees. You brought your own.
Thank you. Good evening, and I'm very pleased to introduce our next award, the Graduate of the Last Decade, and that award is presented to the undergraduate alumni of the last decade for outstanding achievement in their careers or in service to the community or St. Cloud State. Wakas Muzamil is making significant impact in his community as an entrepreneur, inventor, and philanthropist. He's a 2017 graduate with a degree in mechanical engineering. He's also the founder and CEO of Dallas, Texas-based Study 360, a global education consulting firm that helps international students gain admission into schools. He's also the operations director of Al-Noor charity dedicated to helping with education and providing food for underprivileged children in Pakistan, and he played a vital role in helping 2022 flood victims. Pretty amazing. In speaking about his impact, a colleague shared that WACUS has worked tirelessly to build, support, and raise awareness and drive positive change. I've seen firsthand the impact of his leadership on the organization and the community it serves. It was also noted that his positive attitude and approachable demeanor have made him an invaluable asset to the team. Now here is the opportunity to learn more about WACUS, who unfortunately is unable to join us in person this evening.
This recognition truly means a lot because being a Husky, and not just myself, I have 3 siblings and all of us are graduates from St. Cloud State. So just that connection, and we have built so many memories, attending events at the campus. I've also been involved in the student government and being a chair of the fee allocation committee that helped me really build a further connection with the directors of the campus and different departments and see how everything goes. Being part of that process was, I would say, pretty memorable. I graduated in 2017 with a degree in mechanical engineering, and I was eager to take on the world, and basically the values and the education I got from my professors and the connections that helped me build with the real world really helped me build a career as a mechanical engineer. I was also part of a team that had a patent with one of the companies. And again, I say, like, all credit goes to the professors that really helped me build up on education and become a better engineer and work in the industry. I would say the impact I want to have is that now have worked as a mechanical engineer, I have switched my focus more and want to help students get the better education that I was really blessed enough to get from St. Cloud State, and I can help them to further basically pursue their education, pursue their careers, and achieve their goals. I really want to thank St. Cloud State University for seeing me eligible for this award. Sorry I could not be there tonight, but I'm really blessed to have achieved this Graduate of the Last Decade award. It really honors me to being recognized by my alma mater. Being a part of St. Cloud State really is a blessing, and I'm proud to be a Husky, and I look forward to continue my journey as a Husky and look forward to serve the community further. Thank you.
Just amazing accomplishments for a 2017 graduate. Let's give him one more round of applause. Our next award, the Distinguished Alumni Award, is presented to alumni who have distinguished themselves over their lifetimes and in their careers in service to society or St. Cloud State. Dennis Warner is a shining example, a 1984 graduate and a distinguished global musician in the folk genre. His music career has taken him to all 50 states and beyond, performing at venues like the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville and the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C., and last year he completed a 3-week tour throughout South Africa. Additionally, he has performed for the Parliament for the World's Religions in Toronto and again in Chicago. He has recorded 11 full-length albums, CDs, and numerous appearances in various television segment shows and radio broadcasts across the country. He's a 3-time finalist for the prestigious Caryville Folk Festival Songwriter Awards, and I've heard he never sleeps with all this, right? Unbelievable. In recognition of his contributions to the arts, Dennis has received several multi-year prestigious grant awards, including the Minnesota State Art Board's Creative Individual Award, the Central Minnesota Individual Artist Award, and the South Dakota Touring Artist Award. His Beads on a String book and song by the same name is a positive behavior and bully prevention curriculum used in elementary schools. The book, in its 9th printing, recently partnered with the Steppe Utopia Foundation in conjunction with his tour in South Africa. 20,000 copies of the book were distributed in South Africa and Uganda and are being used to strengthen English literacy in those countries. Let's learn more about Dennis.
My road to St. Cloud State was really kind of a fun, somewhat predestined, and also very unconventional. My 3 older siblings all went to St. Cloud State and graduated, which was really cool, so I got to know campus through them. Grew up here in St. Cloud, and St. Cloud State was bigger, so it offered some more opportunities for me to try to fit in with wanting to be a musician and a traveling singer-songwriter. St. Cloud State had a really big impact on my career. Meeting my wife Tammy here was pretty special. And I love the concerts, being a musician and stuff. We had the university program board, and I was in the small concerts. So I got to book the entertainment there. Every 2 weeks we would do a concert. So I got to learn about contracting, booking, promotional materials, photographs, communication skills with the presenter. And it all seems kind of silly maybe to an outsider, but for somebody going into music as a career, I learned all the behind the scenes stuff that goes on to a concert. So I knew how to present myself to a venue through UPB. I often say I kind of majored in university program board. It was the background that I needed to manage my career all these years.
We're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl.
One of the important things that happened, I wrote this song called Beads on One String about our connectedness, where every bead is a different size, shape, and color, but all held together by one string. And just showing, how we can relate to each other. We can all be different, but we have so much in common. And the song became a children's book. Pat Heine and Joan Blaska from the education department got a hold of the book when it first came out. And they called me up and they said they wanted to write a curriculum for elementary schools based on my book and song. And I thought, well, that's cool. And at that time, 20 years ago now, bully prevention education was in the high schools, it was in the middle schools, junior highs, but it was not in the elementary schools here in Minnesota. So they said this is the perfect vehicle to do that because it's an up-tempo song with a great message. And now all these years later, we're just in our 20th anniversary of the book. I mean, it's nationwide, and now other countries as well are using it in their programs for kids. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. And so I wanted to be a positive impact through my writings, my recordings, the book, concerts. I want to do that. And just thinking about that, if you just help one kid or one adult or something through a tough situation, something that you've written about, comforts them, that's good for me. That keeps me going and keeps me writing. Post-schooling here, St. Cloud State still has a huge impact every day on my career, and I owe a lot to Joan Blaska and Pat Heine.
Please welcome to the stage Distinguished Alumni Award recipient Dennis Warner.
Wow. This is really fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks to Nick and Dave and Sarah and Kirsten and everybody at the staff and the foundation and the alumni board. I really appreciate this honor. And 42 years ago, in this room, in the Atwood Ballroom, it wasn't a big banquet, it was a book sale for students, used books, used textbooks and things. So that's where I met Tammy. In line behind me, 42 years ago. And I tell you what, she's smart, brilliant actually, and funny, and as I learned over the years, a very patient woman. Many people here that know us will say she is definitely my better half. And so thank you, Tammy, for sharing this journey all these years. This is great. I want to acknowledge my mom and dad. You know, I grew up here in St. Cloud, over in the Fernwood neighborhood, and my mom and dad have both passed. But, you know, since I was a little kid, that's all I can remember wanting to do was to be a performer, to be up on stage to entertain people and maybe say something important or sing something that makes people laugh and have fun. And my mom and dad never, ever said anything to me that would discourage me from doing that. And I thought, I guess that was normal until I went out into the business and realized, talking to my contemporaries and other musicians, that they didn't have it that way. Their parents were trying to talk them into being an accountant or a scientist or whatever. You know, and oh man, music, that's a nice hobby, you know, but let's get serious here in college. And they never did that. They came to all the concerts, the choir concerts, the orchestra concerts, from elementary school through college. And then when I started my professional career, they came to those concerts as well, so I'm really grateful to them. And my brother Dan is here, and he doesn't know the big influence. I've never told him about this. He's older than me, you know, by a few years. So when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, and he's taking piano lessons in high school, and he's a really good musician, and he would be studying these difficult chord progressions in these songs by composers that I couldn't even pronounce their names at the time, Rachmaninoff and whatever, from different parts of the world. And he's playing these incredibly tough pieces, trying to learn them. And I'm listening to him practice this over and over and over and over again. But what he taught me is that he mastered those. Just I could listen to the progression from day to day in his practice skills and the importance of practicing something that I carried with me into my professional career to know that, you know, yeah, this is some tough music, maybe this is tough on the guitar to play, but if I keep practicing, I can make it work. So thank you, Dan, for that lesson. I appreciated that. And my band, you know, you surround yourself with good people, and you don't have to be a great musician, you know, you just have to kind of lead the band. And Dennis Kennedy, DK, is from my band here tonight, and Dan Neal, and Daryl Boudreau, Derek Rader, Pat Curto. Did I say Dan Neal? I did, didn't I? Yes. These guys have been with me now, some of them for close to 3 decades of making music together. And they're just astounding group of individuals on the humanities side and also on the musician side. So I thank my band for all of the hard work they put in for me. 'Cause this is folk music. This isn't big dollar rock and roll, right? You know, we're it's an interesting. I also like to thank Jeff V. I met Bobby V on chance at Al's Music back in the day when they were on St. Germain. Some of you remember that store. And here Bobby V was in there, this big rock and roll star, and he had moved his family back to the St. Cloud area to go to school. And so he had invited me out to the house, so I met his wife Karen and his sons Jeff and Tommy. And they encouraged me to record at their house. They'd set up this great recording studio in their garage. And I was set to record an album down in Nashville, and they convinced me to do it locally. And Jeff went on to be a part in producing many of my albums. I think we ended up doing 5 or 6 albums at Rock House, and Jeff has just been solid in my corner again. I'm working on a folk singer's budget, and when the budget was used up, they kept going. They volunteered their time out there because they believed in the music and believed in what I was doing, and that was so important to me to have good product out there. So You know, there's people that have helped me with computers. Sarah Grotchek set up my first website back in the 90s when the internet was just getting going. Oh my gosh, do you know what that meant to me to have a website? And my other musician friends didn't have websites for a couple of years after that. So, you know, I'm not used to being the hip one as a folk singer. We don't get that opportunity, but Sarah made that possible for me. And I love her to pieces for doing that. That was just so awesome. Other people, Paul Ernst, Scott Hellberg, Arthur Schwieger, Sterling Schwieger have all helped me with different computer issues throughout the years. As I tell you, doing a concert for 90 minutes is not like what my career is. My career is behind the desk, communicating with people, and you need computers to do that. So, volunteers, Ginny and Beth, they take care of our house when we're traveling. Thank you so much for taking care of that. SCSU, David Boyer, Richard Corliss, professors here, they made philosophy fun and got me into finding a major, something I could major in. And Joan Blaska, as we mentioned here, and Pat Heine for helping to write that curriculum. And Jill Hellberg is here too. She also helped write that curriculum for Beads on One String. Tim Fink down in Nashville at CSAC. He's been a big supporter of mine since the 90s. He signed me to a contract with CSAC and has been a great friend ever since. So again, thank you all so much. Thanks. You guys, you're awesome here, and I love St. Cloud State, and I promote St. Cloud State, and go Huskies, right? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. That was great. 4 fantastic honorees, let's face it. Let's give them all a round of applause once again. Now, time for dessert before our final award of the evening. Please enjoy. Okay.
Let's continue the fun, everybody. Ooh, ooh. I'm gonna start clinking glasses. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, there we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful dessert. Was it good? Can I get? All right, good. So as folks have said, I'm Nick Katona. I'm the Vice President of Advancement and Alumni Engagement, and I'm honored to present the final award of the evening. This is the Visionary Award, which is one of the university's highest honors and celebrates our most valued partners. In recognition of her tireless work as a champion and advocate of St. Cloud State University, along with being a philanthropic leader and supporter, it is my great pleasure to share a few words about this year's Visionary Award recipient, Lynn Warren. Woo! So thank you very much for that, because I was told when I did my run-through of this that I had no energy. So thank you for bringing energy. Thank you. That's always a good self-esteem builder when, you know, you begin with, you have no energy. So we'll see how the rest of this goes. But I have enjoyed working with Lynn for more than 2 years on the SCSU Foundation Board, and have witnessed the impact that she has made on our SCSU community. Lynn's journey with SCSU began as a student, where she not only excelled in her studies, but also formed lifelong connections, including meeting her husband, Jeff, right here on campus. After graduating, Lynn chose to continue her journey with us, contributing her time, talent, and treasure to make a difference every day. Lynn is a visionary whose exceptional talent lies in her ability to see beyond the present, or president, I mean, whichever. We're in election season, whoop, whoop. Okay. Maybe that's some energy, I don't know. All right. So beyond the present, and imagine a future full of possibility and promise. She sees opportunities where others see challenges, and consistently pushes boundaries of what is possible, inspiring those around her to think bigger and aim higher. Lynn's impact goes beyond leadership and vision. She has generously donated to St. Cloud State and provided crucial funding to support our students, ensuring that the university and our SCSU community have access to the funds necessary to thrive. Beyond her contributions to St. Cloud State, Lynn has held various corporate communication positions and is a successful business owner and devoted mother to Katie and Jack. Her life is a testament to the power of hard work, perseverance, and unwavering commitment to giving back. Let's take a moment to hear more about Lynn.
It is my honor to present the 2024 Visionary Award to someone who embodies the spirit, dedication, and passion that defines our SCSU community. This year, we are celebrating the extraordinary achievements of Lynn Warren. As a member of the SCSU Foundation Board, she's been a steadfast advocate for our mission and values. Lynn's leadership and vision, along with her ability to rally support and inspire others, helped propel the success of the Unleash the Future campaign, where we raised more than $39 million to support our students, faculty, staff, and programs. Her ability to see the potential in every challenge and turn it into an opportunity for growth is truly inspiring. Lynn, your passion for St. Cloud State, your dedication, and your visionary leadership have left an indelible mark on all of us. We honor you not just for what you've done, but for who you are, a true visionary whose impact will be felt for generations to come. Your legacy exemplifies dedication, leadership, and a belief in the power of education and our SCSU community.
When you think about visionary, when you think about, being kind of a proud Husky and somebody that truly embodies giving of one's time, giving of talent, and giving of treasure, I can't think of anyone better than Lynn that embodies that. She's been a rock for our community, and she is somebody that recognizes the need for change, but also knows how to implement that to keep community engaged, positive, and proud of where we can go. So I think all of those pieces really are visionary. That is what it means to be a visionary.
I grew up on a small farm in southern Minnesota near the Iowa border. My dad had crops and pigs, and looking back on it, I had an idyllic upbringing. My mother was a teacher, and so early on, she made it very clear that education is important, but they were never prescriptive. My parents were never prescriptive on what to do with your life. It was your own journey. And I wanted something that I could afford, but also had an accredited communications degree, and that's one of the reasons I chose St. Cloud. And it was farther away, so it seemed more, believe it or not, exotic to me than, Winona or Bemidji seemed too small. St. Cloud just seemed to be the right fit for all those reasons. So that's how I ended up at St. Cloud. My experience at St. Cloud State was phenomenal. It was so awesome. My first day, I meet the man that I eventually marry. I mean, who does that? I don't know how many times he called me. Maybe the one time he did, I picked up the phone and he said, well, there's still some leftover ice cream and it's over at this other dorm. So we went over, got ice cream, walked around, and the rest is history. I mean, I liked him right away. The next year I became an RA, a resident advisor. And at St. Cloud, at least at the time, that was like the sorority, fraternity place to be. And I knew I wanted to be a part of that group. My senior year, I was crowned homecoming queen by my dear friend, Ellen Schneider. The judge was from Garvey Hall. Because I was paying my own way, I never missed a meal. So he recognized me. Number one, he knew what I liked to eat. Number two, because I never missed a meal. So I like to say I'm kind of the Garvey Commons queen, really. I'm not really the homecoming queen, because I think he swayed the vote because he says this girl shows up. And I like to think that I do that for St. Cloud. I'll show up. I will do whatever I'm asked to do. One of the things Jeff and I wanted to do during the Capitol campaign, and then since then too, is to help underwrite a scholarship for first-generation kids going to school, because that's what Jeff represents. And then recently, I did one after the passing of my father, who was such a great role model in so many ways. He did not graduate from college, but he wishes he could have. He wishes he could have had that experience. So one of the things we decided to do was set up a scholarship in his name for kids who come from farming communities in the area. I want to stay involved with St. Cloud State for a number of reasons, but the main thing is we're passionate about giving back, but also there needs to be resources behind institutions like St. Cloud State, because that serves a need and a niche for people like me who came from a farm. I don't have a lot of resources. I don't want to go into debt and have good educational programs. So again, this is our passion. We want to help other people. And so that helps fulfill our mission of, as a couple and a family, to give back because we feel so blessed.
Go Huskies!
Congratulations, Lynn. Thank you. You've done phenomenal things, and we really love that you're part of the SCSU community.
Congratulations, Lynn. We are pleased to recognize you with the 2024 SCSU Visionary Award. On behalf of St. Cloud State University, thank you for your generous support and all that you have done for our students, faculty, staff, and the greater SCSU community.
So if you would, please help me welcome to the stage our 2024 Visionary Award honoree, Lynn Warren.
All right, it is great to be back on campus. I have so many fond memories of being here, like studying, late night cramming, and of course, mastering the fine art of looking busy when I wasn't doing any of those things. I mastered that. It is humbling for me to be in front of you and accept this award, because I don't think I've done anything that's special or visionary. But since I've got a few moments and a live mic, I have a great responsibility to say something inspiring and visionary, but mostly, and my kids can attest to this, not to say something that will get me in trouble, which is I often do. So, as a communications major, I was taught to keep your key messages to 3 because that's all we can remember. So here are mine for tonight. I am not worthy, but I am grateful. I encourage all of us to embrace our differences and to be giveful. So let's start at the top. I told Nick, give the Visionary Award to somebody more deserving, and I still feel that way. But I reflected on why me, and it comes down to some really simple things. I show up when I can, I give when I can, and I engage my network of family and friends, many of whom are here tonight. And I share this award with my husband, Jeff, who's the reason I'm so involved today. So they asked Jeff to speak at a leadership breakfast back in 2015, and knowing he's too busy to serve on boards, they asked me. And though, again, I'm not worthy to receive this, I feel like Wayne's World, I'm not worthy. I mean, look at the accomplishments of all these people. But know that I am grateful, because I'm really grateful for the abundance in my life. I feel so incredibly blessed, and I've always wanted to share that with others. And I'm grateful for an event like this that brings together all my favorite people. It's like one of those this is your life moments. And so my 2 kids from California are here, my husband, who's working on the West Coast these days, my two wonderful and awesome sisters and their husbands, my in-laws from the Spicer area, plus my great-nephew, who's a freshman here, my BFF Denise and her husband, and last but certainly not least, my fellow RA friends who are always in the back having a great time from the early 80s. I love you all, and I'm grateful you all showed up for me tonight. Okay, so embrace your differences. I feel compelled to encourage everyone to lean into their uniqueness, especially St. Cloud State. And I know there's administrators here. So St. Cloud has changed a lot since I was a student in the 80s. The city's demographic has changed so much, and it's much more diverse. But that's a true representation of the world we live in today. 60% of the world's population identified as or classified as Asian, only 16% is Caucasian. So going forward, I hope the city and the university work together to promote its diversity and warmly welcome all walks of life, because understanding and respecting differences is a first step in creating a better world. And I also think back to my days at St. Cloud State when it was labeled a top party school. Like that was a bad thing. I mean, an administration got rid of it for decades, I don't know, but I'm glad that it's back, because I'm here to say the college years are made for fun. And it's when we first learn how to work hard and play hard. So, and then another differentiation for St. Cloud State is to exploit its affordability, especially for people like me, Jeff, my sisters, and all of us who had to pay our way through college. Being affordable in this day and age of the $80,000 a year institution is a major point of differentiation in higher education. Okay, so the final one, be giveful. I know it's a strange adjective, and I just saw a TED Talk, and it inspired me. It is the continuous, conscious, and creative practice of giving yourself to others. So how do you do it? Arthur Ashe said, start where you are, use what you got, do what you can. Donating money to causes that are near and dear to your heart, like our alma mater, is one way of being giveful. But I challenge you that the most powerful ways don't require any money. It's giving a compliment, letting people merge in front of you when you drive, letting them go first in the front of that checkout counter. Be a listening ear to a friend who needs it, and then, or saying I love you and saying it often. These are the type of social connections I think we all need, because the truth is, generosity enriches the giver's life. Ideas and resources that are hoarded help no one. I believe success follows generosity. So in summary, I'm not worthy, but I am grateful, so thank you. Embrace your differences and respect others, and be giveful of your time, talent, and resources when you can. Tonight is a reminder of all the support I've received from people in my life, from Melanie Shackman, who hired me as an RA, to Jeff Warren, my incredible life partner. Thank you for believing in me and being a part of my journey. And I challenge you all, let's just keep inspiring each other. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lynn, and congratulations. So the stories you've heard tonight are reminders of how impactful SCSU can be for our students while they are here and as they go into their lives as alumni of this great institution. Throughout the evening, you've heard a lot about our SCSU community. I mean, we put a big sign there if you didn't even see it, so hopefully you know about our SCSU. Whether you're making a difference in your community, bringing about change to your industry, or shaping the lives of those around you, we want to hear from you. Be part of our SCSU and share your story. If you look on your program, there's a link with a QR code where you can tell us about the great thing that you've been doing. Tell us about the great things your friends have been doing, but share your story. As Lynn said, share. At its heart, our SCSU is about building pride and connection through common experiences, sharing your SCSU story, and giving of your time, talent, and treasure. Philanthropic support is crucial to the continued success of SCSU and has profound impact on our students and our community. We are committed to maximizing your philanthropic impact and fostering a bright future for SCSU and our students. On behalf of everyone here at SCSU, thank you for your support. We want to invite you to enjoy the many events going on this weekend for Homecoming and Family and Friends Day. Let me reiterate, homecoming. There seems to be a rumor around that we don't do homecoming. We're doing homecoming. So please share that out with the community. A full list of events can be found in your program and online. So we hope to see you on campus tomorrow for all the various events that are going on. So now I'm going to go a little bit off script here. Hopefully none of my staff come bum rushing the stage and try to tackle me. But I'd also like to recognize those attending the gala who are celebrating their reunion year. For those of you that graduated from SCSU with your first degree in a year ending in 4 or 9, congratulations, it's your reunion. Could those of you celebrating a milestone year please stand? Come on, come on. We hope to continue this proud tradition of recognizing and honoring those that are celebrating a reunion year, so you can start planning ahead. If you happen to graduate in a 0 or a 5, it's your reunion year next year, so we hope to see you back on campus for homecoming. But congratulations to all of you that are celebrating this year, and I heard a lot of interesting feedback of, I didn't realize the number was that high. But hey, it's still fun to creep up in those numbers. So now, before we conclude this evening's festivities, we would like to take a moment to say thank you to the many people who have made tonight's event possible. Could you please give a round of applause to those and show your appreciation for a wonderful evening. So on behalf of all of us here at SCSU and the Our SCSU community, congratulations once again to our award honorees, Rochelle, Pat, Wakas, Dennis, and Lynn. To all of you, thank you for joining us in celebrating our SCSU community. Have a happy homecoming and drive safely. We are concluded.